has been a bright and beautiful Sunday, and we are here to make it even brighter and memorable for you with the heartwarming and interesting stories we have lined up tonight on Sunday Rendezvous. Our package tonight is laced with stories making the rounds, human angle reports, and people's events which you cannot afford to miss. So I urge you to stay glued to your television. Good evening and welcome. I am glad you could join us. Remember, you can watch us live on our YouTube channel at NTA Enugu. And we begin with the hard news segment. Ebonyi State Independent Electoral Commission, EPSEC, has conducted local government elections to fill various positions for the 13 council areas and 171 wards in the state. Chinaza John reports that the election, which is the second to be done under the two-tenure system, recorded low turnout of voters.
The local government election in Ebonyi State was conducted in the 171 wards of the state to elect new political leaders that would pilot affairs at the grassroots for the next 2 years, subsequent upon the expiration of the tenure of the present chairman and councillors on 21st August 2024. Despite the low turnout of voters at most of the polling units visited, EPSEC staff and materials arrived early, while accreditation and voting was done simultaneously. Some electorates expressed delight that the process was devoid of crisis.
It was peaceful and the voters came out and cast their vote.
And there is no any conflict, no any negative words, no any errors.
On their part, Ebonyi State Governor Chief Francis Nwefuru and Minister of Works Senator David Omahi called on states yet to conduct local government election to do same so as to promote democracy, thereby driving development to the grassroots.
When you talk about the local government election, I think it's very necessary in a society like ours today. The government needs to be close to the people, and it should be the person that the people actually elect.
Following the democratic norms that is elected local government administration, and I want other people, states that are still located, to respect the judgment of Supreme Court.
At the close of polls, collation of results was done before the glaring eyes of security personnel and party agents. Local government election was last conducted in 2022 under a two-tenor system. In Abakaliki, Chinaza John, NTA News.
As the state awaits arrival of palliatives, the Enugu state government has rolled out plans on how to distribute the rice to the designated vulnerable persons. This is the view of the Commissioner for Information, Enugu State, on the announcement that 20 trucks of rice will be sent across 32 states of the Federation. Eukaria Ugu reports.
Amidst various economic reforms and committees set up to see to the proper implementation, the federal government has been distributing cash and food palliatives to the poorest of the poor to cushion the effects of the hunger in the land. Recently, the federal government announced the distribution of 20 trucks of rice across the 36 states of the Federation. Although Enugu State is yet to receive its consignment of rice, the State Commissioner of Information says the state government is optimistic about its arrival in due course. He said the state has set up committees and strategic plans made to ensure that the palliatives get to the intended vulnerable persons across the 17 local government areas of the state.
When the palliatives arrive, we will distribute it to those who are vulnerable. We don't just distribute it to anybody, because this had been done before. There's a strategy, a model that we had to use to distribute this so that it can get to those who are properly designated to receive them. For instance, we have a committee, a standing committee that collated the names of these vulnerable individuals. And this committee included reverend fathers, pastors. The Orthodox churches have at least one representative, depending on the dominant religion there. And then Pentecostals will also be there, former councillors, stakeholders in the community, respected individuals, so that there wouldn't be any discrepancies as to who should be selected as a vulnerable person.
Residents in the state as well as indigents have been urged to exercise patience as the federal government means well for the masses. In Enugu, Ukeria, NTA News.
There are high expectations and hopes from farmers every year for a bumper cropping season as the rain sets in. But what are the implications of consistent and high volume of rain during the planting season? Our correspondent Tessie Omeri tells us more in this report.
Here again, and farmers are busy planting and, of course, clearing the fields in anticipation of a bumper harvest as they contribute in achieving food security in the country. It's few weeks into the rainy season in most parts of the north central region, including Abuja, as the frequency of downpour increases. With excitement, this family and other farmers are busy clearing the land and planting crops like maize, groundnut, among others, considered as early crops for the season.
To plant groundnut and corn. As you see me here, I've not been farming. I'm a civil servant, but because of the challenges in Nigeria today, that is why I said, let me come and farm. We want government to assist us in reducing the price of fertilizer.
We are scared to come into the farm because of insecurity. We are not having security. So please, government should help us.
It will help resolve all this hardship.
Although Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, predicts that this year's rainy season, which starts late, will be brief, hence the need for farmers to be aware of the weather pattern and maximize food production.
The growing season is going to be short in all the state of the country, with the exception of three, that is Akwa Ibom, Rivers, and Cross River. That being the case, then it means you can say that out of the 37 states, which is 36 plus FCT, the prediction is showing that the length of the growing season is going to be shorter. And the implication of this, it means farmers should try as much as they can to go after seeds that are shorter maturity. They should not plant the seeds that they have been planting.
You have to study your environment. Is it a swampy area? You have to know. Is it a place where you can plant rice or cocoyam, sugarcane, plantain, bananas? All this, you have to study your environment, know the nature of the soil you have within your community.
Also, with prediction for flooding in most parts of the country, there are calls for farmers to avoid planting crops that will require minimal water in flood-prone areas.
Those that are beside very close to river bank, they should be able to see how they can store water for irrigation, so that when the rain stops, they can now use the facility, they can now use the water to irrigate their farms.
While in most parts of the north, farmers are clearing their lands and planting crops, but adherence to weather advisory by farmers will go a long way to reduce losses and ensure bumper harvests. Now clearing and planting in progress in most of the farms visited, with prospects of harvest in few months' time. So I hope to be back during the bumper harvest as these farmers smile to the bank. In Abuja, Tessie Omeri, NTA News.
As some residents of Enugu celebrate improved access to pipe-borne water in their homes, others hopefully look on as they still rely on alternative sources for their water needs. However, the Enugu state government reiterates its commitment in providing safe potable water to all residents of the state, both in urban and rural areas. Susan Eze gives an update on the water situation in Enugu metropolis.
Easy access to potable water is the desire of every resident of Enugu, as water scarcity has been a lingering problem in the city. For those residents in parts of New Haven, Independence Layout, Ababa, among other parts, There is a remarkable improvement as they access clean water more regularly.
I live in New Haven, so at least by now we get water like 3 times or 4 times in a week. I really appreciate the government. They are trying, but they still need to do more.
The water started running sometime last year, but when they started this demolition of things, it stopped running for about 3 months. But for past 2 weeks now, it has run about 2 times, 3 times, just for about 6 to 8 hours.
Those in other parts, such as Achara Layout, Uwane, and Kokam, however, still grapple with water scarcity.
Water has been a prime need in Enugu State right from time. I source water through tanker driver, paying upwards of 12,000 naira, 15,000 naira. You are not even sure that what you pay for is what you are given.
According to the authorities, government is determined on fulfilling its promise of water for all, and as such, work is in progress.
I'm glad to inform you that at least all the local governments in the metropolis have had water. However, we still have to take water to some streets that have not been able to get water. We acknowledge that fact that we have some challenges in terms of reticulation, and we will not rest until we take water down to the last mile.
Vandalism, destruction of water facilities by some developers, among other setbacks, were identified as challenges stalling the speedy completion of the water reticulation project in Enugu. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Research, Mr. Josh Eje, however, assured residents that clean potable water will reach every home sooner than later. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
We'll pause here for some commercials. Sunday Rendezvous will be right back. Do stay.
Okay, I'm at the meet.
Switch to video call, please. Okay, give me that one. The one by your side.
Okay, fine. Babe, please.
Where do I buy all these things now? Hey, go get Glow Berekete and call madam.
Berekete. The heavyweight voice and data plan. Get 600 naira free credit plus 700% bonus on every recharge and up to 100% bonus on data plans.
Welcome back. Surviving long enough in a world full of thorns and thistles to be celebrated by one's children and grandchildren is a blessing everyone prays for. For Papa Alphonsus Nolim Ndulwe and Mama Margaret Obiageli Ndulwe, God answered their prayers with extra icing on the cake. Over the weekend, the Nolim Ndulwe family rolled out the drums to celebrate this septuagenarian and octogenarian as they clocked 70 and 80 years respectively. Susan Eze captured the sights and sounds of the event for Sunday Rendezvous.
In all things, give thanks to God. In obedience to this biblical injunction, the Ndulwe family is here to give thanks to God for the life of their parents, Mr. Alphonsus and Mrs. Margaret Ndulwe, on their 70th and 80th birthdays. The special mass held at the Omnium Sanctorium Chaplaincy of Godfrey Okoye University was celebrated by the Very Reverend Father Christian Aneke. But who better to speak on the celebrants than their own son and priest, Very Reverend Father Theophilus Ndulwe?
I grew up to know my dad not to take anything called wine, mineral, malt, or alcohol. He can take only water. And people will say, how that is what has made him to live longer than this.
Holy Ghost
The celebrants are so grateful to God for this rare privilege. Their family pray for more years in sound health.
We family came together and decided it's time for us to celebrate our parents. They have been a pillar in our life, and we felt that it's good time for us to appreciate them.
Normally do things in one accord, so that is wonderful, and that's why we need to celebrate them.
My grandparents, I admire them a lot. I mean, 70 years, 80 years together. I'm happy.
We are really happy, excited.
Having given all thanks and honor to the immortal God, it was time for the mortals to dine and wine and make merry. So the venue changed, and the party ground came alive. Friends and well-wishers tap from the blessings of longevity.
I want to be like them. I want to be like them because it's the grace of God. My prayer for them is that they will continue to be strong.
With them, longer, healthier, better life.
With so much to eat and drink, it was merriment all the way.
And here is 70 and 80 hearty cheers to the septuagenarian and octogenarian, and we wish them many more years. Sometime last week, the Enugu state government played host to governors elected under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, who converged to deliberate on critical national issues and how to move the party forward. Before the business of the day, the August visitors were treated to a cultural dinner night, and Chika Ogu captured the colorful night of splendor for Sunday Rendezvous.
That display set the tone for a night of bliss. It was a convergence that brought together not just the PDP governors, but dignitaries from all walks of life, including the past governor of Enugu State, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, and his deputy, Cecilia Ezilu, past national and state assembly members, as well as top government functionaries. It was indeed time away from work to unwind, interact, and relieve stress in a cordial environment. The blissful atmosphere with thrilling local music left the governors, who were well kitted in Igbo traditional attires, with no other option than to wear their dancing shoes and step on the dance floor. It was not the usual gathering of long speeches, and so Governor Peter Mba simply welcomed his guests to the cosmopolitan and hospitable state, promising them a fun-filled night.
I have the honor to welcome you all to Enugu State. I am truly delighted to welcome you to this great historic city of Enugu. You may have just noticed what we represent as Enugu.
auspicious night out was an exposition of the country's rich culture and its strength in diversity with various cultural dance displays.
Showcasing the rich cultural heritage in Enugu State there. Now, fathers, as expected, are supposed to be the role models to their children and also be protective of them. This was not the case with 62-year-old father of five, Mr. Magnus Obalannadi, who has continued to defile his 3-year-old daughter. His 58-year-old wife, Eucharia, cries out for help over threat to her life by her husband for exposing his crime of incest against their daughter. Chinyere Fesi Okoye takes it up from here.
Narrating her ordeal to journalists in Awka, the Anambra State capital, Mrs. Eucharia Balanadi alleged that when the little girl began to complain of her father's questionable act, she swept it under the carpet until it got to a point the little girl's private part became reddish, and she took her to the hospital where the medical experts confirmed she has been defied and a lot of damage already done.
Later, I told him to bring money for treatment, but the child bomb was smelling. So he bring money. I went and buy the tube and started rubbing her. And I even boiled St. Leaf and the glove. Let her sit on it. The thing is, two weeks again, this man repeated this thing again.
The mother of 5 children, 4 daughters, and a son, who is the victim's twin brother, also says she has been married to the 62-year-old suspect, Mr. Balanadi Magnus Odedeka, also known as Churchman, who hails from Ashina for 25 years now, adding that her husband is wicked and his questionable attitude became worse since he joined the leadership of touts in Onitsha, Anambra State.
He's a hard man and he's a smoker. If he's not arrested, he will kill me. He would like to see me, kill me, and kill the child and kill himself. The bloggers that are using this case to fetch money, you people cannot see me. You better stop it because where I am, I'm okay there. And our honorable is taking care of the case very well.
The Anambra State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Ifeobinabo, also used the medium to warn perpetrators and purveyors of fake news who alleged that her ministry has been bought over concerning the matter.
We are doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. We've done it not once, not twice, not 3 times. What are we here for? This administration is solution administration. Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo will always give her justice.
Meanwhile, the federal government, through the Ministry of Women Affairs, headed by Mrs. Uju Kennedy Ohanenye, has placed 1 million naira bounty on the suspect who is at large, as President Tinubu-led administration has zero tolerance for child abuse and molestation.
A lot of strange things are happening. May God help us. We'll take another break here. We'll be right back.
In total submission to the will of Almighty God, the Chief Raphael Maduwike Ogo of Amiyi Imamambo in Ogu local government area of Enugu State announces the demise of their beloved father, uncle, in-law, and grandfather, Chief Raphael Maduwike Ogo, Akajiako 1. He was aged 94. Burial arrangements. Thursday, the 15th of August 2024, Christian wake at late Chief Raphael Maduwike's compound, Amiyi Imamambo. Friday the 16th, 7 a.m. Body leaves Eastern Nigeria Medical Center, Enugu, to his compound for lying in state. 10 a.m. Funeral service at St. John Catholic Church, Imamambo. Interment follows immediately at his family compound, while reception will be at Community Primary School, Bo. Sunday the 18th, 10 a.m. Thanksgiving service at St. John Catholic Church. He is survived by children, grandchildren, in-laws, nephews, nieces, and many other relatives. Papa, may your gentle soul rest in peace. Amen. Announcer Anthony Uchenna Ogo for the entire family.
Oh Lord, you know.
And this is where we end this week's edition of Sunday Rendezvous. Many thanks for watching. Good night.
At Access Holdings, we are heading into the next phase of our evolution. And with our rights issue, you get an increased stake in it. From the 8th of July to the 14th of August, you can get your share of over 17 billion shares at 19 naira 75 kobo per share. That's one new ordinary share to every 2 shares held. Visit theaccesscorporation.com to subscribe. Access Holdings, where financial solutions connect the world.
Welcome to Garden Court Hotels and Resorts, situated at 3 Airport Corner Road, Airport Corner Bus Stop along